Hey, this is Scott Spears, and I'd like to welcome you to another edition of The Exchange here on WGH Talk. Matt Morgan will be joining us as we go along, but we wanted to take a half hour here and talk with our good friend, the 40th Treasurer of the United States, Mary Ellen Withrow, because last week we taped an episode on Wednesday night. Now, that was the eve of Mary Ellen's birthday. And if you watched that episode, you know we talked about the birthday, and then Mike Larson, the comedian, was going to come, and we were going to have a good time the following night. Well, we all knew in the studio that there was a little more planned the following night than just Mike Larson. Mary Ellen did not know, so this is the first time we've gotten together since it all happened. Mary Ellen, what did you make of the birthday party?
Oh, it was the most wonderful birthday party anybody could ever have. It really and truly was. I never thought I'd ever have a birthday party like that. It was just so much fun.
Well, I'll tell you where the idea came from. During COVID, you had a birthday with a 0 on the end. And there really couldn't be a big celebration because we were all social distancing at that time and couldn't get to... And I know you had one with your family and friends. I got invited to at your home, but we couldn't do a big one because of what was going on. And that morning, we had people call into the radio show, and I remember you saying how great you thought that was. And I thought, well, I wonder if we can do that in a room. And apparently we could.
Much better.
Much better. Much better.
Yes.
So, for people who don't know, people who were in that room, now this is people who were in the room. Think about this. We had Rich Cordray. We had former Governor Taft, who came in from Dayton. I think he got the award driving the farthest. Governor Strickland was there. Former Mayor Schertzer, who no longer lives in Marion, was there. Allison Russo, who's running for Secretary of State, was there.
I so like her.
She's a very nice lady.
Yes.
Heather Hill, who's running for governor, she was there.
Yes.
Christian Pearson was there. His grandmother, Michelle, was there. Joanne Casotis was a guest there. She was not a speaker, but a guest. Sheriff Bales was there.
Yes.
Yes, and stayed the whole time.
Yes, he did.
He was there.
Yes.
It was a great room of people. And David Pepper, the former head of the Democratic Party, came in from Cincinnati. He might come a little farther than
did he come
Governor.
In from Cincinnati?
I think he did.
Yeah.
So this was the speaker. These were the speakers who were there. Mike Larson, of course. Dylan Davis from Marion, who lives in Columbus, who's performed at Carnegie Hall.
You know, he added so much to, all the speeches, and then to have that music in between there was wonderful. I think everybody loved that music.
Well, I thought with Mike doing entertainment and Dylan doing entertainment, and then we had about 6 of the live speakers in the room, I thought this will be good. And it was just fun.
Yes.
And everybody had fun. And we had 2 cakes, so we want to thank Baking People Happy for 1 cake and the L&P Cake Shop for the other cake. They did tremendous jobs.
Yes, they did.
The cakes were like $100 bills with Mary Ellen's signature on them. And it was, what sticks out in my mind is, well, a lot of things. Well, the videos. We had the videos who were people who sent videos in. Mr. McFeely from Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. Gordon Gee from Ohio State, Greg Lashutka, the former mayor of Columbus and also Ohio State football player, Sam Donaldson had a great video that people loved that night, former ABC newsman, former Vice President Al Gore, Ashley Williams from the Hallmark Channel. Fun. Anything stick out in your mind, Mary Ellen?
Of course, Al Gore.
Al Gore. How could it not?
Yeah, he was my favorite,
It was so great to see him.
Yes.
And for him to be so nice and talked about your integrity in politics and how he learned a lot from you. I mean, what a great thing to hear.
Yes. He's so complimentary. And, I had, the story. I wasn't going to endorse anybody. And I went to Cleveland to hear him speak, and I said, I have to endorse him. He stands for everything I believe in. And from then on, we were close friends. I met him down at the airport, that's Cincinnati Airport, that's in Kentucky. And from there, we got together several times. He came to Columbus, And we went out to eat at, I can't remember the name of the restaurant we went to, but it was a very good relationship. And I went to his home to listen to, the singer, the, the Western singer.
Johnny Cash.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I couldn't think of Johnny Cash's name at his home his home, and yeah, so many things that go back to Al Gore.
Well, and I thought we played a video at the beginning of the night, which was a look back at Mary Ellen's career, and to see Al Gore in that video. Swearing you in.
Yeah.
And then to see him at the end of the show today saying happy birthday and giving a speech.
Yeah.
I thought it all tied in perfectly.
It did.
And I have to say again, thanks to Sean for the videotape that night. There is a videotape of that night, also audio of that night, which we are glad there is. And Matt, who got there at 4:30 that afternoon, who was running around making sure the speakers were ready to go, and also Matt spoke that night.
Yeah.
And Christian, who got there at...
He did a good job.
Yep.
Yes.
And Christian, who got there at 9 in the morning and was making sure the TVs were all ready to go. And there wasn't a hiccup in the entire night.
That's wonderful.
So it was great. And really that afternoon, this is true. I think a lot of people that night thought I was making it up. Bill Clinton sent a letter. And I'm going to read it here because, hey, this is television. Why not send it out to everybody?
I want to hear it again.
And Mary Ellen wants to hear it again. On the I guess this is the stationery of William Jefferson Clinton, dated October 2nd, 2025, Mary Ellen's birthday. The Honorable Mary Ellen Withrow, Marion, Ohio. Dear Mary Ellen, Hillary and I are delighted to join with your family and friends in wishing you a very happy 95th birthday. I was proud to nominate you to be Treasurer of the United States when I was President, and will always be grateful for the innovative and efficient leadership you brought to that role. I hope you look back on your long career in public service with a sense of deep pride and satisfaction. Best wishes to you for a joyous celebration today and a wonderful year ahead. Sincerely, President Bill Clinton.
Oh, that's great.
I mean, you know,
That's
Mary Ellen,
great. Yeah.
here's what I thought that night. When this came that afternoon, I thought, boy, if you ever needed a way to close the show, this is the way to go, is to have a president send you a letter. But, you know, I think about this, and I don't, you know, nobody got together on these speeches, but this was a theme. Al Gore talked about this. Bill Clinton talks about this. Is not a form letter. Innovative and efficient leadership. They always talk about that with you, Bill Clinton and Al Gore. What a wonderful thing.
Yes. And they would tell me while I was there, thanks for doing such a good job. Yeah. Because I went as fast as I could and spoke as many places as I could. Yeah.
Well, the line in here that got, when you think that this is Bill Clinton, I hope you look back on your long career in public service with a sense of deep pride and satisfaction. To hear that come from Bill Clinton at this point, what a wonderful thing.
Yes. Yeah.
So it just...
Yeah, that's great.
You know, that certainly could end up in the museum.
Yeah.
That note.
Oh, yeah, the museum.
Oh, no, well, as that goes.
I think we got that straightened out.
I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad to hear things are back on the straight and narrow.
They're back on track.
Well, and by the way, all the videos we shot that night, Al Gore, Sam Donaldson, so on and so forth, we'll give those to Mary Ellen, and you can give them to the museum, and they'll be there if people want to look at them. So.
Well, maybe you should keep them.
Well, they'll be around.
Yeah.
If people want to see them, they'll be around. Now, Sam Donaldson, people seem to get a kick out of him. He suggested, Mary Ellen, 3 strikes and you're out. You've got one more thing in your career you can do. He said, run for president, because he thinks the next woman who runs is going to be president. He said he'll come out of retirement and come down to the press room and question you. But I thought that was a great video.
Yes, I didn't remember that.
Yeah, that's one of the videos that night. He said, you can do it.
I was numb at that point. Yeah.
And he had a funny line in that video that got a good... I reported back to him. I said, it got a good laugh. He said, Mary Ellen, I know you'll say age, but look at the ages of the men who've been running lately. He said, go for it. Go for it.
You know, another thing... Beck said this to me. She said, I got tickled when Governor Taft said, compared your campaigns to his campaigns, she said, your grandfather wasn't president.
Exactly right.
Yes. I thought of the same thing when he was talking. I thought, he had a heck of an easy way to go.
Head of the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court as well was.
Yes.
So
yeah, he did a lot. Yeah.
You know what though? I have to say, Governor Taft, I said this before we went on the air, but Governor Taft, obviously the lead Republican in the room that night, and he was at the end, and he had to listen to a lot of very, I don't want to say it was negative toward Republican, but some of it was
just a touch.
Just a touch here and there.
Touched it.
Touch here and there.
Yes.
And I thought, I hope Governor Taft is okay. And when he got up, he had a line that was great. And, I'm former Governor Bob Taft. I'm every Democrat's favorite Republican, and everybody laughed.
Yeah.
And he said, not for nothing, in the video, he said he was glad that Bill Clinton appointed you because he didn't want to run against you in 98. I thought, what a nice thing to say.
Yeah.
Because he thought he would lose.
So he ran in 98. I can't think of the name of the guy that ran on the Democratic ticket. We about lost the Democratic Party that year.
Bad year in 98.
Yes, it was terrible because they almost didn't get enough votes to keep the Democratic Party.
Well, I'll tell you something interesting. We laughed about this when the show was over, and hopefully Governor Taft doesn't see this. But Governor Taft gave you a present that night.
He gave me a Sacagawea, and I gave it to Dick. He's tickled to death.
Well, Governor Taft gave Mary Ellen, while he was speaking, a Sacagawea coin. And I thought, of all people to be passing out coins would be the man who got in a little...
yes. Yeah. Absolutely.
Got in a little trouble with coins.
That's the first thing I thought of when I look at him. I think of the coin situation.
I thought, I wonder if he understands the irony of this moment.
I don't know, and then I got a call from a friend of mine that Trump's coming out with a coin.
Oh, yes.
She said, well, there goes our Sacagawea. I said, no, Sacagawea is a government coin, and Trump's coin is just a collector's coin. He's on both sides of the coin.
That's one of our topics this week. I wanted to get your...
It?
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
I wanted to get your thought on this, because this is a little bit of a...
it's so much for that.
Yeah, it's a whole... And I also... He was appointed in May, but I did not know a whole lot about the new Treasurer of the United States that we have now. His name is Brandon Beach. He was appointed... I did not know he was...
I didn't know we had one.
Oh, we do. We do.
You got it?
Yeah, because when the coin came out... all the information on him started to leak out.
That's the first man.
Since 1949.
Yes. Why did they do that?
Well, he's got an interesting past. Let's get into it, Mary Ellen.
Yeah.
Let's learn about this guy.
I knew nothing about that.
Neither did I until this coin stuff started.
Yeah.
But one of the stories, it said Treasurer of the United States, and I thought, I didn't even know we had a Treasurer of the United States.
I heard him say that on the television the other day, and I thought they were talking about Bassett.
Yeah. No, we do.
No.
He was appointed May 28th, 2025. His name is, he's the 46th Treasurer of the United States. His name's Brandon Beach. He was a member of the Georgia Senate. He's got an interesting life. Now, he was born in 1961. As I said, he's the Treasurer of the United States. He's a member of the Republican Party, of course. He served as a member of the Georgia State Senate from 2013 to 2025, representing the 21st District, which includes portions of the Cherokee and Fulton counties. Now, here are some interesting things about our Treasurer of the United States right now. Beach was confirmed to have COVID-19 in early March 2020, showing symptoms on March 10th, 2020, and being tested on March 14th. In spite of showing symptoms, he attended a special session of the state Senate on March 16th. The positive test results arrived on March 18th. His actions led the entire Georgia State Senate, as well as staffers and others, to enter self-isolation and quarantine until the end of March 2020. Beach's failure to follow coronavirus protocols angered many within the Georgia State Senate. Governor Brian Kemp stated that Beach's actions were a clear example of what not to do if you felt sick. Testing confirmed at least that 4 other members of the Senate tested positive for coronavirus, Beach responded that he is not a bad person and that he thought it was bronchitis. And then we go to the other thing. After Joe Biden won the 2020 presidential election in Georgia, Beach backed attempts to overturn the presidential vote in Georgia over baseless fraud allegations. Lieutenant Governor Jeff Duncan subsequently stripped Beach of his chairmanship of the Transportation Committee. In July 2022, Fulton County Prosecutor Fannie Willis announced that she had sent a target letter to Beach and two other Republican officials warning them that they face indictment in connection with their role in the fake electors scheme, which was part of the attempts to overturn the 2020 presidential election. Beach, in turn, supported efforts to investigate Willis for having an inappropriate relationship with the special prosecutor she selected. And now he's Treasurer of the United States.
Does it say what his responsibilities are?
It says,
because I don't think he's got the Bureau of Engraving and Printing.
He became the first male treasurer since William Alexander Julian, who died in office in 1949,
Right,
76
he was
years prior.
Roosevelt's, yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't. I don't think it does say what his.
Well, I think there's a woman in Treasury, they told me, that was running the Bureau of Engraving and Printing. Now, the woman before him was a Native American, and she had the mint and a committee of government and Native Americans to work things out. That was her job.
Lynn Milerva.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, when you think that the man who's in your old position here was an election denier, tried to overturn.
It sounds like he's a piece of work.
Yeah, I didn't even know he was treasurer.
Well, I didn't either. I'm telling everybody they didn't have a treasurer.
That's him.
Yeah.
Brandon Beach.
And somebody that I talked to that was with Treasury said, yeah, we've got a treasurer it's a woman in the Bureau of in the Bureau of Engraving and Printing, or in Treasury that's over the Bureau of Engraving and Printing. Yeah.
So here we go.
I'm not going to get a signed dollar from him, I know. Yeah.
Well, now the COVID thing, that's a little offbeat to do that.
Well, yeah.
But the election denying.
Look at him.
Yeah.
Look how he looks.
Yeah.
He's not smiling.
No, he's not happy.
No, he's not happy.
No.
He's got a frown.
He does. Well, and I think that's I first learned of him because of this Trump coin news.
Yeah.
So we'll tackle this here. The Treasury Department said it's working on a $1 coin featuring President Donald Trump's image to mark the 250th anniversary of U.S. independence next year, although the design isn't final. A U.S. Treasury official said on Friday that they were going to share a preliminary design, which they have. No fake news here. These first drafts honoring America's 250th birthday and POTUS are real, U.S. Treasurer Brandon Beach wrote in a social media post on Friday, which included drawings of the coin, looking forward to sharing more soon once the obstructionist shutdown of the United States government is over. So that's what he's saying, the Treasurer of the United States. This is... Okay, here's the thing. In a statement to CBS News, a Treasury spokesperson said the mock-up of the coin shared in Beach's post reflects a draft of the design, and it isn't final. The White House didn't immediately return requests for comment. While a final $1 coin design has not yet been selected to commemorate the United States semi-cinquennial, the first draft reflects the enduring spirit of our country and democracy, even in the face of immense obstacles, the spokesperson said. The picture is him after he was shot, is one of the pictures that they've got on the coin.
They got the bandage on his ear?
I don't think they have the bandage on his ear. No, there's what it looks like.
Oh.
That's the mock-up that the treasurer put out.
Yeah.
Now, here's how they're getting around this, because I'm sure Mary Ellen knows there's a rule that federal law prohibits the U.S. Treasury from issuing currency with the image of either a living former or current president.
Yeah.
There may be more leeway with commemorative coins produced by the U.S. Mint. Currency is produced by the Bureau of Engraving and Printing, while commemorative coins are produced by the U.S. Mint, which is part of the Treasury Department. Regulations also state that there must be a 2-year period after the death of a former or current president before issuing currency with their likeness. Historically, the restriction is to avoid the appearance of a monarchy, according to the Federal Reserve Bank of San Francisco. Under a 2021 law, the Treasury is authorized to issue $1 commemorative coins to mark the nation's 250th anniversary. The U.S. Mint has also recently issued commemorative quarters, with the agency announcing in December that it would feature 5 famous women, all deceased, on the 25-cent coins. They include Ida B. Wells, Juliette Gordon, Lowe, Dr. Vera Rubin, Stacey Park Milburn, and Althea Gibson. The coin is on its way out, with the Treasury planning to halt production of the penny because its production costs exceed its face value. And we talked about that last week. So, Mary Ellen, former Treasurer of the United States that you are, what do you make of our 250th commemorative coin being the president?
Well, I'm just not too thrilled about it.
Right, I bet not. I don't think anybody would be shocked about that.
Not too thrilled, no.
Now, looking at it, just from a strictly beauty point of view of what a coin should look like, how do you feel about the look of that coin?
It's just not, it's not right.
Yeah.
I mean, there's supposed to be an eagle on the back.
Yeah, there's certainly not an eagle there.
No, he's an eagle, all right.
Yeah, he's got. So that'll be, I guess, the dollar. Although I guess Trump didn't jump in on this one. This is more from the that's how I learned there was a Treasurer of the United States, because he was making comments. Apparently, he's the one who shared this. So there it is.
Yeah, but it's not a government coin, is it?
I think so, because
You
the
think
Treasurer
it is?
It's coming from the mint, they say.
Yeah, but they all come from the, don't they come from the mint? Well, you mean it's going to, people are going to use it to buy things?
That's my understanding. I don't know if
Really?
that'll change or not. It's a commemorative coin.
Yeah.
So I don't
A
know.
commemorative coin is usually one that doesn't, you just buy it to collect it.
Yeah, it says it's a commemorative.
That's what you do with a commemorative coin, is just, it's a collector coin.
And I guess this is the one to mark the 200th anniversary of U.S. independence.
Well, that makes me question it, yeah.
Well,
right
that's
there.
the interesting thing of all the people in 250 years. You know, you can have your feelings on President Trump, but I mean, wouldn't you think, like maybe George Washington or
I'd hope.
Abraham Lincoln?
Yeah, I'd hope.
I mean, this is our 250th coin. It's an interesting world we live in, Mary Ellen. And the Treasurer of the United States, which again is where I first heard about this, no fake news here. These first drafts honoring America's 250th birthday and the POTUS are real, he said. Looking forward to sharing more soon once the obstructionist shutdown of the United States government is over. So that our treasurer is certainly making political statements. So, knowing what we know of the treasurer now of the United States, what do you make of him so far?
Well, he's a strange person, yeah.
Would you know what when you were there? Would things like this have happened?
Well, we produced, Sacagawea, and Congress told us we had to produce Sacagawea and do away with the dollar bill. That was the rule, came down. And so we started working on the production of Sacagawea, and everybody was writing letters that they did not want the dollar bill done away with, and so Congress left that alone, and that was the way it proceeded.
That's interesting. So Sacagawea was really supposed to be a much more famous coin and a much more used coin
Yes.
than it really is. Was supposed to replace the dollar bill.
Yes. They got their idea from Canada. And I said, well, we're not Canadians, we're Americans, and we do our own thing, And so it was it was just not accepted by the people that they do away with the dollar bill.
How did Sacagawea end up on the money?
Well, there was 6 people on the committee. I appointed 2 of the women. It was 3 men and 3 women on the committee. The men wanted the Statue of Liberty, and the women wanted a real woman. And this guy he was from Delaware, was head of the committee in the House that was just almost threw a fit up there about it and said he was going to pass the bill in the middle of the night and was going to have the Statue of Liberty on it. And the committee resigned. They called the committee off, and we met the next day, and they had decided on Sacagawea. That was the compromise.
Do you know why Sacagawea was the compromise?
I don't know any of the discussion. Nobody had ever mentioned Sacagawea. I hadn't heard of her. And I don't know what the discussion was. I'd like to know.
All these years later, how do you see that idea? I know you give speeches about it today.
Well, after I knew all about Sacagawea and read all the books about her, I said she's worthy of it.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Do you think that it could... Was there any way that ever would have worked, getting rid of the $1 bill?
Well, you know, they could try it under different presidents. I suppose it would have a lot to do with the balance of Republicans and Democrats and everything. I don't know what that would be like to force something like that. We'll see what happens with the penny, because that's a good test right there.
And I think that is going to be a test.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
Yeah.
what I've heard in the last week, we haven't run out of pennies yet, but now people are starting to say, well, they'll still be in circulation. Well, yeah. I mean, they'll still be in
They
circulation.
will, but you'll run out.
Right.
Know.
And
People will run out.
And that's the problem. I don't... Because I had a banker come up to me, somebody who's in the banking field, and they said, well, you can still... I had somebody question this, and you can still call the Federal Reserve, and they still have pennies. Well, they probably do, the ones that have already been used. But cash vaults are not going to have those.
No.
Banks might be able to order them. But if you're a big retailer, if you're Walmart, I don't think you're going to be able to have your vault, your Brinks or whatever it is.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to be able to guarantee that they can get you pennies. So what do you do?
Yes, they're gonna be in certain places, but everybody isn't gonna have them.
No.
Yeah.
And anybody who's worked in retail or at a bank knows you certainly give out far more pennies than you take in.
Yeah, we produced more pennies than we did any other coin. Yeah.
So, just as a guess, what do you think's going to happen, Mary Ellen, when somebody goes into the store
Yeah.
and they can't get their pennies?
I'm really anxious to see because of all the stuff I heard when I was in office, like what was going to happen. You know, they said, well, prices are going to raise because, you know, instead of it being $2.99, it's going to be $3. But then people can charge something on their credit card and take care of that. I don't know how it's going to work out. We'll have to wait and see what happens.
It seems to be one of those things that's coming, and I don't think people are paying attention to it until it's going to hit them.
Yeah. I've got a whole bunch in my purse, not because I'm saving them, it's just that I've got them.
Yeah.
You know, they keep coming.
they keep, well, and in a moment, they're not going to come anymore, and I don't know how that's going to...
That's right.
You know, if we don't have the money to produce the penny, how do we have the money to make commemorative coins?
Yeah. Well, it's just what they decide to do, you know.
And I guess we'll see.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, something as minor of that could really turn people. People like their pennies.
There's a lot going on like that.
Yeah,
there is. I mean, you can name a whole bunch of stuff that, how can they do this and they can't do that, you know.
There are a lot of those things going on. We're going to take a short break, and we're going to come back with Matt Morgan right after this. Don't go anywhere. This is Scott Spears for WGH Radio, and we just had a delicious pizza here at the Berwick in Greencamp, Ohio. You've got to come here and have some pizza. And guess what? I used to work in the bank that is connected to the Berwick where you can sit and eat. Look at this bank. I used to work here many, many years ago. It hasn't changed very much since I've worked here. What a way to come back into nostalgia here in Greencamp, Ohio, and take in this great bank. And one of the great things you can do here is eat in the vault. Can you imagine that? We're going to go in this vault and see what's in here. Now, here's the thing. This vault has been shut for many, many years. And before I came, I happened to remember the combination. This vault has been shut for years. What are we going to find in here after all these years? Come with me. Let's see what's in the vault here in Greencamp, Ohio. My goodness gracious. Here's the vault. Well, holy mackerel. Mary Ellen Withrow, what are you doing in the vault?
I'm just sitting here waiting on money to come in.
Hey, Scott Spears back with you here on the Exchange this week, joined by the 40th Treasurer of the United States, Mary Ellen Withrow, and now glad to be joined by Matt Morgan. And Matt, you were at the big birthday party last week. You knew what was going to happen on Thursday. You didn't know everything that was going to happen on Thursday. How'd you like the party?
I think the party was good. I mean, of all the parties I've been to, it's easily the best one. I mean, it's not every day you get, a group like that gathered all together,
You said now you were up to 4 governors. You've met 4 governors now.
Yes, that's right. 4 governors I've met.
2 that night.
Yes, Taft, Strickland, and then, those were the ones there that night. And then we met DeWine at the Little Brown Jug, and then Celeste. We did interview with him.
Yes.
So you've made it round in the last couple of years.
Right.
No governors to 4.
Yeah.
You know what also was interesting, and we talked a little bit about this in the first half hour. Governor Taft, Republican, obviously, very Republican. I mean, his great-grandfather was the former president of the United States and Chief Justice of the Supreme Court. Mm-hmm. And Strickland is a very, I think, considered liberal Democrat, but they get along very, very well. Out in the hallway, Governor Strickland was saying, I hope Governor Taft hasn't left yet. I want to talk. They're very friendly with each other.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that's you don't see that.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate.
Well, and that, now, Matt, you got a chance to spend a little more time with Governor Strickland. I think you were in the hallway with him and stood and talked with him a little bit. What did you make of the governor?
Oh, he's a nice guy. He gave you a bunch of props, so that
Oh, well, then I like him.
So that was always good. He said nice guy. Talked asked me if we've met yet. I said no. Shook my hand. Asked me how long I've been at the radio station, that kind of thing. Nice guy.
Governor Strickland is just a friendly guy.
Yes.
He's so friendly.
Very polite.
Very polite. Always wants to know about you and how things are going. Just a good man, Governor Strickland.
Yeah.
And Governor Taft is very personable, too, when you get to spend some time with him. And
Did you call Governor Taft?
I did talk with Governor Taft, yes.
Uh-huh.
And it was just one conversation.
Really?
And he said, I'll be there. Give me the address.
Yeah, nice.
So they all were ready to go. And Rich Cordray, I thought, gave a very good speech.
Yeah.
He was our opener.
Yes.
So it was a good night all around. What sticks out to you, Matt?
Oh, I mean, I don't know. Probably just all the people in attendance. Honestly, there's nothing. I guess the Jim Jordan video. That's still probably my favorite moment of the night. It's just hilarious. I mean,
It is.
it
is.
So I mean the Jim Jordan videos, but besides that, I mean the attendance there was probably easily the best part. I mean, if the group doesn't get together.
I think my daughters enjoyed that Jim Jordan thing the most. They just laughed and laughed about that.
Well, it was a puppet, and the guy who did the puppets, did the puppeteering he's with the Muppets.
Yes.
So he's a very well-known, well-established guy, and he's got a Jim Jordan puppet, and it was an interesting video.
So he already had that.
No, he made it for that night.
It? Well, mine did he charge for that?
No.
Is that right?
No.
Yeah.
No, everything that night was
free? Well, good.
Yeah, we didn't have to pay any overhead to anybody that night.
Yeah. Well, that's remarkable.
We'd have had to have had a cover charge for everybody coming in if there was a cost. But as Matt was saying, the Sam Donaldson video went over well. You like that one. Of course,
Oh,
the
yes,
Al
Sam
Gore
Donaldson
video.
one was good.
Yeah, my daughters liked the Sam Donaldson one.
A lot of people
Yeah,
like that
yeah.
one. He can still give a speech.
Oh,
Very
yes.
good.
Yes, he could.
And
yeah.
I'll tell you what, and I did not suspect this, but the Mr. McFeely, David Newell video touched something with people in that room. David
Yeah.
Pepper was telling me how that, hearing him sing that Speedy Delivery song and say what he said. I don't know, that Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood has a special place with people, interestingly
Yeah.
enough.
Oh, yeah.
And President Gee from Ohio State.
Yes, he was. He was great.
He was there,
Yeah.
and Mayor Lashutka and Now Ashley Williams, I enjoyed that. I always enjoy when Ashley comes up on the screen. That's always, that is the night for me when she comes.
Really?
She is. God love her. She's a
Oh,
nice
man.
lady.
Yeah.
But it was just fun and just a good time. And was there a favorite speech that night, Matt?
A favorite speech. I mean, I don't know, I thought a lot of the speeches were good. I mean, I thought Heather's was good.
Heather,
I mean,
yes.
It was. It was good.
yeah. I mean, I thought Taft's was good. I mean, I don't like. All the speeches were good. Like I said, I don't think there was.
Well, again, for people who weren't there, Heather Hill, who's running as an independent for governor, she had been under some fire from the Republican Party, saying some not so nice things about them, or not so nice things about her. And you came on the show and we had talked about it, and you had defended her. You said this is not what politics should be.
Yeah.
And she got emotional in her speech and said, "Thank you for being
I know.
there
that-
to defend me."
Yeah.
I thought, wow.
Yeah. Something like that, she's in a difficult situation, and everything can be very sensitive to her, probably at this point. And I feel sorry for her because somebody, the party putting her out is bad. Yeah, it really is.
When she became emotional
Yeah.
at the end,
Yeah.
what were you thinking?
Well, I thought the poor girl, I don't know what I would tell her to do, I think waiting for another election of some kind, let this one go, yeah.
Well, it was just so interesting to me that, that it's a tough room for her because she really doesn't have a party right now.
No, she doesn't, and that would be very difficult. I mean, for your party to tell you they don't want you, that's really bad.
Yeah.
I wonder who did that. I'd like to know the person that did that.
Well, I think she called in on Friday, and I think she's actually suing the Ohio Republican
She
Party now
should.
for
She should.
discrimination.
She should.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, she should.
So there we
Yeah.
go. Now, just to keep people aware of what's going on here at in Ohio, we might as well touch on it. We did have 2 former governors and a gubernatorial candidate there. You've got Vivek Ramaswamy. We're still waiting to hear from Tim Ryan. And Amy Acton, she's out there. I heard from some people that night some interesting stuff about Amy Acton. I heard.
I did too, but I have not heard anything from Amy Acton.
This is true.
Yes.
This is true. Neither
so
of us.
there's the problem. That's my problem.
Well, and I think I can tell this story without giving any confidences away here, but there was a person in the Democratic Party that night who said to me, they go, "Have you had Amy Acton on?" And I said, "No." I said, "But it's not for lack of trying. We certainly want to." And the person said, "I'll get her for you."
Probably David Pepper.
Well,
Yeah.
and I said, well, good, let's do that. I would love to have her on. I certainly would.
He was going to do something for me, and I said, no, leave it alone.
Oh, so you talked to David Pepper as well. So what do you make of this, Mary Ellen, with Amy Acton?
I don't know what to make of it.
I can't.
She's somewhere out there, but we haven't seen her.
No, and I think herein lies the
She's
problem.
still asking me for money.
Well, that's no good. That's a little disingenuous.
Yes, and I don't do money over my phone, Amy.
Well, there you go.
Yeah,
Well, here's
right.
the thing. The problem is becoming that, I mean, now if she appeared, of course I'm going to interview her, but how long can you wait? I mean, this is. I mean, I still.
Well, she's talking to everybody else. Why doesn't she talk to you?
That's right, and they keep saying she wants to talk to you, but where is she?
Yeah, she's not there.
Right. So I mean, just because she shows up one.
I don't think I missed her because I keep looking at my stuff. Because I don't answer telephone numbers that I don't recognize anymore because of all the stuff I've had. So I try to make sure I don't miss her that way.
Right.
But I haven't. I mean, she's messaging me so she can message me and I'll get it.
Now, to give us some insight, obviously it'll be a somewhat private conversation you'll have with her, but when she calls, what do you want to say to Amy Acton?
I want to know what she wants to do as governor. I want to know what she's going to work for as governor. What's she telling?
Well, at this point, do you say what took you so long?
I don't think I'll say that. Probably not. It'll depend on how I feel at the moment. I might say something I shouldn't.
Well, but I mean,
I have done.
But you know what? I have went back and forth on this in my mind.
Yeah.
I want her on, of course, and she's always welcome. She's running for office.
Yeah.
But how many people have to come up and say, "I'm going to get her"?
Yeah, and then she doesn't.
And then she doesn't.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's right.
It's getting to the point where that's starting to come off badly. The way that's being handled. And here's Tim Ryan, which I did get a little insight into something that night in regard to Tim Ryan. I'll tell you during the break about that.
Okay.
Because I think that was kind of a confidence thing. I don't want to bust anybody's confidence here.
Oh, yeah,
but,
that's right.
But
we can't do that.
We can't do that, or we'll never get talked to again.
No.
But I did learn some stuff that night about him, and I think that I don't think we've seen the last of him. Let's put it that way.
Oh, okay.
What's your feeling on Tim Ryan, Mary Ellen?
Well, people can't be perfect, and he was a Trump person there for a while, I thought, and that upset me when he was running before and he started using Trump as his background, and I don't know, I'm trying to get over that.
Now, if he called you, what would you say to him?
I'd say, hi.
Hello. Hey, take the call.
Yes, I'd talk to him and say, what are you going to do? Are you going to run?
We all want to know.
Yeah.
We all want to know.
Everybody's waiting to see.
We're waiting on this. Now, at this point, I know you're not going to endorse anybody, but do you have a feeling one way or another in that one?
Not yet. It depends on what they say to me. I'm waiting to hear what they have to say.
I tend to believe that if Tim Ryan gets in this, he certainly would be more vocal.
Yes, he would. He's a vocal person.
Right.
Yeah.
So there's that.
Yeah.
Matt, what do you think? Did you hear any scuttlebutt that night a lot of people there who had connections that night? You had the former head of the Democratic Party, you had Governor Strickland, who's very close with Tim Ryan. You had Mayor Schertzer, who's in the whole scene now in Columbus where they all live. You had a lot of people there that night.
I mean, no, I didn't overhear anything.
You didn't go into one of those dark conversations with
but,
somebody?
I mean, also, I didn't really try. So, I mean, I was more so,
You were socializing that night,
yeah,
though.
I
you were socializing.
I talked to Strickland, I talked to Mike, I talked to Dylan. I was, chit-chatting.
Chit-chatting, talking people up.
But... so no, I mean, I didn't hear anything there, but I do think that Tim Ryan's probably going to get. I don't see I think if he now I understand because I think the only reason he didn't announce is because of the shutdown. Because I figure that if he if he wasn't going to run, what difference would it make if people if people heard he wasn't going to run anyways? Because he's not running,
and you probably don't want that news out there.
Yeah, so I figure he's going to run. So.
I kind of think he will too, but I really think he'll happen. He'll probably run. He's had a lot of experience, which the other two people haven't.
Well, I just kept thinking, if he says no, big deal. I mean, it doesn't take long to say no, and the government shut down covering up that news. Why would you care? But you would care if you said yes. And the government shutdown ran over that. And he's still not said anything a week later. So this tells me he's waiting. I think as soon as the shutdown ends and that news cycle's over, I think we'll hear from Tim Ryan.
When do you think it'll end?
Well, that's a good question.
Boy, I tell you, I don't know.
Nobody's even...
He might just wait too long.
It's not, doesn't look very favorable.
Well, have you ever seen a shutdown like this, Mary Ellen, in which here we are 7 days into it and nobody's even really talking as if we're close to anything?
Well, they are not talking to one another anymore.
So how do we get through this?
But there was one for over a month, wasn't there?
There was, I believe the 2018 one did go over 30 days.
Yeah, but the one that I was involved in was, 2 weeks?
Well, it wasn't a long one.
No, but Bob Rubin kept paying everybody with unclaimed funds, remember?
Oh, I do remember.
Yeah, and that was so smart. Yeah.
Well, now we know that Trump is furloughing some IRS people, so you probably won't be hearing from the IRS while this is going on, because they're being furloughed.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, that was...
I'm sure somebody's glad to hear that news.
Yeah, I bet there are a lot of people glad to hear that the IRS is not going to be at full strength for a while.
Well, and the people that are monitoring the airplanes are not working. They're not showing up.
And did you hear that about Burbank Airport? They don't have enough people right now to run it. That's one of the busiest airports in the country. I mean, this is not good.
Well, I mean, the way airports work, if one airport slows down, inevitably they all slow down.
I thought about calling Carrington up and saying, how are the skies?
She would be involved.
Well, and what did you make of the memes that President Trump sent out last week of Hakeem Jeffries with the sombrero on?
Oh, my goodness, yes. I thought, isn't that intelligent?
Yeah.
I mean, really and truly, he is... I just don't want to talk about him.
Well, and then not far behind was our vice president, our Ohio boy, J.D. Vance.
Oh, he's another one.
He got up in a press conference and said that the Hakeem Jeffries sombrero memes will stop when the shutdown's over. And he said I was just making a joke.
Yeah.
Well, I got a great response there, J.D. What do you think, Matt?
I mean, I don't think it was very... I mean... It doesn't seem very good for them to go releasing memes from the government. I mean, I think that's kind of strange, I don't know. I mean, J.D. Vance just seems like a good... I feel like every time I hear him talk, he just says some of the dumbest things I've ever heard. So I don't know. J.D. Vance is an interesting kind of fellow.
Well, he wrote a book, Hillbilly Elegy.
Right.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Right.
Well, Mike Larson had some good jokes that night.
Oh, Linda enjoyed him tremendously.
I thought it was a tough room, though.
Yes, it was.
I thought it was a tough room.
Yeah. I thought he'd make jokes about me, but he didn't.
Now, see, Matt has some... Now, see, you did have some personal conversations that night.
Yes, I knew
I
knew what was going to happen with the jokes.
Because he looked at the room, because he didn't know who was coming, really.
Because, he had jokes written to, poke at people, like you do. And he had jokes written for Glenn, but Glenn wasn't there, so he scratched those, and they were just...
Glenn
Coble,
yeah.
Where was he?
I don't know. That's a good question.
I wondered where that boy was.
He was on the invitation list. He was.
I figured he was.
He was.
And why didn't he come?
Maybe it was like the Board of Elections. Somebody stopped him at the door and said, "You're a little late."
8 minutes late.
That's right. You're late, Glenn. We can't admit you to the party.
Right.
So, Matt, Mike was really... I saw him going over his jokes over in the corner.
I saw him over there looking at his stuff.
He was going through it.
Yeah.
Every so often, I'd look over and I'd see him.
Yeah.
So he was crossing them off. Crossing the jokes off.
Yeah.
Now,
He would just read through his jokes and then he'd just scribble one off.
I would like to have known the jokes he had. I'd like to have heard them.
I couldn't hear him because at that moment, that's when Mayor Schertzer called me over, who was in the other room, and I really didn't hear. Now, what was your favorite Mike Larson joke, Matt? Because honestly, I didn't hear him.
I mean, I won't lie. I think I was talking to Dylan. Probably, I was talking to somebody at that time. But so I only remember like the first one, and he also made a joke about how like Republicans aren't following the Constitution or something. But like the first joke, the first joke he said was something along the lines of like it's obvious Mary Ellen's been drinking from the fountain of youth, and the only person she's sharing it with is Scott, because he's been doing radio for 30 years and he still looks 17.
Well,
I didn't remember that one.
I didn't hear that one either. There you
Where
go.
was I on that one?
I wish I would have heard that one.
Yeah,
I would have
like
liked
that one.
I like that's a good
Yeah.
one. That
Are
was
you
good
sure?
for both
Did
of
he
us.
say that?
I'm pretty sure that was the first
Did
joke
he?
he said.
Gosh,
Oh.
where was I?
You know, I was out of it that night too. I don't know where I was.
Oh, I tell you, you just had. Yeah, I wanted to go back over the whole thing, and do it over again because I missed so much. It seemed like it was just so much.
You know what's interesting? It ended up being an hour and 47 minutes, so we got it in.
Oh,
time-wise.
yeah.
But what was interesting was, at one point, I wanted everybody to have the chance to speak because they'd come from such long distances.
Yeah.
So it was the easiest night for me because all I had to do was, and next up, here's that.
Yeah.
I didn't want to say too much in
Yeah.
between speeches because I wanted them to have time to get up and do their thing.
And when I got up, I didn't know what to say.
Well, I thought at the end, I don't know if I should...
I was laying in bed thinking, oh my God, why didn't I say, what a great party? Why didn't I say this? Why didn't I say that?
I know, we all do that, don't we?
Oh, I do. I do.
I know,
Yeah.
I know.
It was kind of like my 8th birthday party.
But better, hopefully.
It was that I enjoyed every minute of it.
Well, here's a funny thing. Now, here's a little inside story. The night before, I had said, now I know what's coming the next day, and I had said to Mary Ellen, tell me about your worst birthday.
Oh,
and she
I told you
said,
about my 8th birthday.
8th birthday, which they surprised, and everybody in the room knew what the next night was going to be.
Oh.
And I bet if you look at my face on that tape, I thought, oh, no. And when you left that night, I said, oh, man, this could be the last time she's on. This might be the end.
No kidding, but no, it wasn't the same. This was enjoyable, but but it shocked me so that I wasn't thinking properly.
I thought if she was upset that her mother invited her friends over, when we bring over the vice president and president, this is really going to be a little rough. But no, I told you, the best part to me is after I did the opening and we were playing the video, I went into the other room and I looked at you and you just pointed at me.
Yeah.
And I thought, she's got it. What's going on here? She knows this isn't going to be the comedy night.
Right.
But turned out great. But,
It was just wonderful, yeah.
and I don't want to leave out Allison Russo.
Yes.
Because Allison
Yes.
is running for office.
Yes.
She wanted to be there. She brought her people with her. She sat right next to you the whole night. Did you notice that?
Absolutely.
She was right next to you.
Yes.
And
she's a tremendous Democrat.
What did you make of her speech?
Oh, great.
Now, she's in a primary.
Yeah, who's running against her?
I think his name's Brian Hambly.
From where?
I don't know where he's from, but I do know that... Now there's a weird thing going on in the Democratic Party. Amy Acton is somehow connected with Brian Hambly.
Really?
Which is interesting.
Yes,
and Allison...
I get you. Yeah.
Well, there we go.
Yeah, there you are.
And Allison Russo...
I think Allison Russo is tremendous.
Now, would you endorse Allison Russo?
Oh, I sure would.
Well, there we go.
I sure would.
Now,
I've watched her through the years, and she is terrific. Now, she's running for clerk of courts, right?
Secretary of State.
I mean, Secretary of State.
Secretary of State.
Yeah. Mhm.
Now, that would be the person who would be certifying our elections.
Yes, yeah.
You
And
know-
that's got to be a good person. That you don't, that other person could be a Trumper.
Well, it could be, and our treasurer has been
Yeah.
involved, the United States right now has been involved in some of these things.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you, something very interesting to me was that night that Allison Russo, I thought, was so appreciative of what you've done for women.
Yeah.
I mean, and you think about it. I mean, that's a long road to come from.
Yeah, the Columbus women are.
Oh.
They know what I went through.
Yes,
Yeah, yeah.
and that's part of Matt's speech was the
Yeah.
Columbus Club.
Well, yeah, but it was the the women that had worked for Celeste and that were at Celeste's party, they all remembered everything I did. And
I'm so glad you said that because Governor Celeste was a video that was also there that night. He
Yes.
sent a video in.
yes, and what did he say? I can't remember his.
He was sorry he couldn't be there, but you were one of his favorites, and
Yeah.
he wished he was there to give you a hug. And,
Yeah. Okay.
I'll tell you, and that's another weird thing, and I know we've talked about it the last 2 weeks, but now you got this Acton Hambly, and I'm not going to say they're tied together at the hip, but there definitely is some kind of connection there. You got Allison Russo over here, who's primarying Hambly, Celeste, who's already endorsed Acton, Strickland, who has not. I asked him that night again, and he's not endorsing anybody. So this is a very weird time for the Democrats, and I'm not sure what's going on in
I'm
the
not
party.
either. It's you ought to ask David Pepper.
I'm going to talk to him. Well,
Yes.
he called in the next morning, God bless him, and he said I should become a party planner. So that may be my next career as a party planner.
Well, you'd be good at it.
But I'll tell you, he's very supportive of Amy Acton, Pepper is, but he likes Allison Russo, and he gets along with he said he sits on a committee with Bob Taft, so everybody's friendly in that way. And I thought, isn't that the thing? People might not agree on everything, but why can't we be friendly?
Well, David Pepper was the one that got me to meet Barack Obama.
Is that right? Well, I'm glad he was there then.
Yeah, he was in charge of the Democrats, and I called up and I said, I was asking him if I could meet Obama, and he said, "I'll fix it for you," and he did. Yeah.
Well, so and David Pepper's a nice man to me as well. Every time I've ever been involved in something with him, he's always been very helpful, and
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
we'll see how it goes with Amy Acton. Matt, what's your take as an outsider on this whole Amy? Why isn't she calling people? Why isn't she doing certain things?
I mean, I don't know for certain, but I'd assume it has something, because she went to the DNC, and I think it was an AP reporter. There was a reporter there,
Maybe that's it.
and
Yeah.
and the reporter asked her, what she was doing there or something like that, and she under the impression that it was just like a chit chat, told the person that she was thinking about running for governor, and then that person released it, and Amy Acton was nowhere near ready for it to be released.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that kind of just threw her off.
Yeah.
I think she's spooked now.
Mm-hmm.
But you can't be running for governor. You can't be spooked.
No, you can't be spooked. That's right.
I mean, and that's a year ago. I mean, it's
yeah.
time to
get over it.
Yeah, move on and let's go on forward. We can't live on this forever, die on this hill. But I'll tell you, what about the Clinton letter, Matt?
Yes.
Oh.
Now, you did not know about that.
No, I did not.
No.
Didn't you?
I think Scott was the only one.
I did. I kept that one a secret.
Oh, you did.
I did.
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah.
Everybody wanted to know what was in my folder.
Oh.
And I said, I'm not showing anybody.
Yeah.
Although, David Pepper did he said, can I take a picture of that? And I said, well, when it's over, go right ahead.
Okay.
Go. So it did get out.
Yeah.
So that was good.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I thought the Bill Clinton letter was just great. I mean,
It was.
I thought it was going to end at the Al Gore thing. I'm not gonna lie, but then after the Al Gore thing, the letter, I was like, oh my gosh, like that. That's just like
there it is.
There it is.
Yeah.
perfect.
Well, and the thing of it is that, to look back on this party, is it was such a nice thing because, it was put together, but nobody told anybody what to say. I mean, they all said what they wanted to say.
Yeah.
And to hear all of that,
Yeah.
to me, is very poignant. When I'm with Governor Strickland, and I think he had it right after watching, because he was one of our final speakers, was who in the world could bring together a group like this except Mary Ellen? Because
Really?
they have to accept the invitation,
Yeah.
and they have to want to give a speech, and they have to write their speech, and they have to send in their video, and they have to send in their letter, and they did. And you even said you got a nice birthday card in the mail.
Yes, I got a lot of birthday cards in the mail. I got a lot of people sending. The guy that did my TV sent me a message.
That's nice.
Jerry Austin. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I and John Kulowitz. His wife worked for me, but He's in the council in Columbus.
Oh,
Yeah, and yeah, just a whole bunch of people sent me messages. Well, and Lois Fisher and uh, the guy that runs Carol's.
oh, Lowell Thurston.
Lowell Thurston, and I mean a whole bunch of people on my phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Couldn't have been a nicer day.
No, it couldn't have.
And the weather was great.
Oh my goodness, yes.
Couldn't beat the
Yeah,
weather.
Yeah.
We're going to take another short break. We've got one more half hour left. Stay with us. Much more to talk about here on The Exchange. Hey, Scott Spears here with 40th Treasurer of the United States, Mary Ellen Withrow, and Terry Tackett. As you can see, we are in the vault here at the Berwick in Greencamp, Ohio. Delicious, delicious pizza place. And the pizza has arrived. Pan down on that. Look at that delicious pizza there. Mary Ellen, we're sitting in the vault and we're about to have this pizza. How good does this pizza look?
Oh, it looks great.
Terry, what do you think?
Yeah, it looks awesome.
Now, did you get the chandelier here? This is what, did you ever see any, Mary Ellen, all the vaults you've been in, did you ever see a chandelier like that in the vault?
Nope.
Yeah.
No.
We're going to try this pizza and come back and tell you what it was like here on WGH Talk. Hey, Scott Spears with Terry Tackett, 40th Treasurer of the United States, Mary Ellen Withrow. We're at the Berwick here in Greencamp, Ohio. The pizza was delicious. Terry, how was the pizza?
It was great.
Mary Ellen, how was the pizza?
I really liked it.
Worth $1 million to be sure. You'll
Absolutely.
enjoy it. Come over and eat in the vault. And we're back here on The Exchange with 40th Treasurer of the United States, Mary Ellen Withrow, Matt Morgan. And do want to talk one more thing about the birthday because it was something that happened that night. Matt did give a speech, but we had our video of just a little bit of Mary Ellen's time with us on the radio. And we got to see you as the groundhog.
Oh,
and,
yes.
And we got to see you send the balloons off.
Yes, that's right. I was kind of wishing I had the head of the groundhog on.
Oh, I know. But I liked your quote.
Oh,
You said,
yeah.
This is the height of my career. I thought that's good. That's good. So we had that, and we had the you firing the gun at the fair into the guy's hat, and of course singing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game." I knew.
Oh, yeah.
I thought.
That was pathetic.
I thought
That was really pathetic. Yeah, okay.
I thought, well, we'll slip that in there. We'll get that in there. And so we had that. And Matt actually put that video together. So I
Did
wanted to make
you?
sure I mentioned that.
Yeah, okay.
So that was fun to look back on.
Yeah.
And I did want to mention Christian Pearson spoke that night, as did Michelle Pearson,
Yes.
who followed you as county treasurer here in Marion. And one of the things that she said that I thought was interesting, she said, "You were my hero, and now you're my grandson's."
Oh.
And I thought, what a nice thing.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
So again, all around good night
Yes.
to be had by all.
Sure was.
Now, here's some things going on in the country. Attorney General Pam Bondi fought with the Senate Oversight Committee over the last couple days on everything, Epstein files, Comey being indicted, and several other things. And it was just a fight. She didn't answer anything.
No, she didn't.
No, she had
nasty answers for nothing.
she
Yeah.
did have nasty answers for everybody, and she had folders apparently on everybody there,
yeah.
so she could bring things up about them when she got to them. And I thought, what good is this? How much is this costing
Yeah.
the taxpayers? What do you think of this, Matt?
Well, I mean, I was thinking the same thing you just said. Honestly, it sounds like such a waste of tax money. But I mean, besides that, I mean, I feel like if you are in public service, I think if you were asked questions, you are like obligated to answer them. It's kind of the job description. So the fact that she's getting snarky with the Senate is not good. I think that. I mean, the entire administration is,
Kind of snarky.
Yeah, they're a different kind of group of people.
Yes.
But Mary Ellen, when you saw her in action, what did you
Yes.
think?
I thought, who does she think she is to talk that way to the people asking her questions? She has no right to talk that way.
No, it was a very hostile, and people wonder why people are hostile with each other. Well, just watch that.
Yes.
I mean, that is hostility galore.
Yeah.
And I don't know why stuff like that goes on. Well, something else in the news. We're wondering if President Trump's going to overrule judges as he wants to send troops into U.S. cities. We're wondering what's going to happen there. They certainly don't want it in Chicago. They don't want it in Portland. Even Trump-appointed judges are saying this is not right. So why are we having this discussion, Mary Ellen? Why is...
I don't know. We shouldn't be. The judges should be saying no to practically everything he does.
Well, I just... His thing is to get rid of crime, but I'm not sure how this does it, because you don't take over the state. You're only sending them into certain cities.
Well, and they're not supposed to be taking over the crime. That's not their job.
No, and I wonder how these National Guard troops feel.
I'll bet they
about
feel,
this.
some of them probably feel pretty bad about it. Yeah.
Military occupation. What do you think, Matt?
Well, I bet the morale among the National Guard troops are incredibly low. I mean, National Guard troops aren't like, I guess they're paid to be military, but they're not like, active duty. Like, they are called from their, like, civilian jobs to go like, guard cities that don't actually need any guarding. I mean, it's just a big waste and show of authority, I'd suppose.
I just don't know what... Okay, let's say you send them... You target Illinois, and you send them into Chicago. Well, what about places like Urbana and other places in...
Urbana?
Yeah, Urbana, Illinois. Where, I mean, do they...
Oh, I was thinking of Urbana. Ohio.
Well, that too.
Yeah.
But I mean, these little cities...
I went to Urbana one time and spoke to this group of women that were, I swear they were all Republicans.
Really? A tough room.
Yes,
A little bit of a tough
very tough.
I don't know, but it's an interesting thing. And then I'll tell you the real news story running around is Bad Bunny at the Super Bowl.
Oh, yeah.
Being the halftime show. Boy, this has got people all bent out of shape, left, right, and sideways. Homeland Security Advisor Corey Lewandowski is not happy about Bad Bunny at the Super Bowl and said it's too bad that they pick somebody who hates America so much.
He doesn't hate America.
I didn't think so. And
No.
he hosted the Saturday Night Live premiere this past week, 51 years, and they made fun of Trump and didn't have a problem with it. They made fun of the FCC director, so we'll see what happens with Saturday Night Live.
Yeah.
So why is this Bad Bunny thing such a deal? Hasn't Pam Bondi, Mrs. Senate, said that she's going to send ICE to the Super Bowl and round people up?
What's
Holy moly.
I can't think of her name. What's the press lady's name for Donald Trump?
Oh, that one that comes out and speaks.
Yeah.
That little...
Because she had to,
little
immediately,
blonde.
she had to immediately, come out and be like, no, ICE is not going to be at the Super Bowl. No.
Yeah.
Well, I think that when you tell them that you're going to be there, that kind of defeats the purpose if you're really going to try to round up people.
Yeah.
And what kind of hardened criminals can afford $2,500 tickets?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, Pablo Escobar was a multi-billionaire by the time he died. He could afford.
Oh, so you think this is where the criminals are? Maybe we should bring the ICE in just to arrest the whole Super Bowl.
I don't know that this is where the criminals are. I mean,
Maybe they should just raid those boxes up there.
I'd assume less criminals than just people who went to the Super Bowl. But I mean, if Pablo Escobar wanted to, he certainly could have gone to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, but I mean, okay, here the Supreme Court has ruled if you look or sound like you're from a foreign country, you can be arrested. I mean, is this the best policy to have?
I was unaware of all that.
I don't think they can keep you, but I think they can detain you. I think that's the ruling from the Supreme Court, is that if you fit their image of what...
Well, we don't want to look like we're from another country then.
Somebody said, I don't know what...
I don't think I do.
Well, I don't know. Somebody said that everybody at the Super Bowl should try to look Latino.
Yeah.
Is that not some form of harassment? Are they and that they're allowed to do that?
Oh, listen, we're long past harassment. We passed harassment a long time ago.
I don't know.
I just don't understand what this okay, he didn't like Trump. He didn't campaign for him. What's the big whoop-de-doo with him? I mean, who cares?
I think the problem is that he most of his songs are in Spanish. So
Okay.
Yeah, I mean that's it. I mean a lot of the people from the US who watch the Super Bowl aren't going to be able to understand it, so they're upset. But I've never heard
What?
Yeah.
I can't understand the halftime show half the time.
Yeah, I mean,
and it's
that's-
in English.
that's
I don't
why- yeah.
understand it.
I
Didn't understand that whole thing last year. That
Oh
was,
no! See, I actually usually I don't go out of my way, but usually I don't watch the halftime. It's just a waste. But it's just never really good in my opinion. But I did watch last year's. Last year's was good. But
It was a lot of people last year.
Yes.
If I remember, they had a lot of people.
And then there was a tennis person up there at one point. I thought, I don't understand this at all.
They had funny looking outfits.
I think
did.
I could be wrong, but I think the tennis person was Drake's ex-girlfriend. I think
Right.
I think that was that whole thing.
Well, see,
because
there you go.
It was all rap beef. So he was
There
just
was a rap beef
Yeah.
going on in the middle of the Super Bowl.
he was just
See, I didn't
throwing
understand
another
that.
jab at Drake.
I'll probably understand Bad Bunny more than I'd understand what was going on there last year.
Well, I'm all for Bad Bunny. If he
Well, I
wants-
mean, yeah.
I think he should do it.
I mean, I had never heard of him, so I looked into him. I mean, on Spotify, he's the
He's
12th.
well, he's big.
Well, on Spotify, he's number 12 in the world on Spotify with 80 million monthly listeners.
Isn't he the most Latino, most requested Latino performer?
I mean, I wouldn't doubt it. I mean, number 12 in the world. I mean,
Yeah.
If there's another Latino above him, it's one or two. Like he's at the very least top 3.
Are you a fan of Bad Bunny, Mary Ellen?
I don't know.
Me either.
I'm not familiar with him, but I'm watching him very carefully now.
Keep an eye out.
Yes.
Keep an eye out before the Super. We got a long way to go.
Right.
I think it kind of backfired on him. You know, I mean, if they're trying to hurt Bad Bunny, I think more people know about Bad Bunny now than they ever did.
That's right.
That's always.
right.
That's why Jimmy Kimmel's ratings went up. Don't they
Yeah.
know? Stop talking about him, and they
Yeah.
won't have this problem.
Yes.
I don't know. You know, whatever. I thought the game. It was supposed to be about the game.
Oh no, it's
Oh,
It's
well,
a halftime
it's
show.
No, yeah. I mean, if you look at the Super Bowl ratings, like it's a heavy rating game, obviously. But like the closer it gets to halftimes, the ratings tick up, and then halftime goes down, the ratings drop off.
Oh, what is that true?
That's true.
They tune out at halftime. I know people who just watch for halftime.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's what I
That's
mean.
what he meant.
Oh, so they go up at
yeah.
halftime.
Yeah, it goes up at halftime, down after halftime.
Oh, down after. Oh, okay. When halftime's over.
Yes,
I thought you
yeah.
meant it goes down as soon as the first
so
half's
like,
over.
yeah. When there's about 5 minutes or
I
so
felt like
until
Bad Bunny was
halftime.
speaking there for a second. I didn't understand. Okay.
So yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's all you need to. Now, I picked this story especially for Mary Ellen. And I had it last week, but we didn't have time to get to it. But I
Oh.
think this is for Mary Ellen. This is a good story.
Okay.
She'll have a lot of insight into this.
Okay.
Here we go. A statue honoring the late Tina Turner. You know where we're going. I thought this is a Mary Ellen
It's
story.
horrible.
Oh, here we go. Now understand this at home. A statue honoring the late Tina Turner was just unveiled in Brownsville, Tennessee. Her fans call it a travesty and say it doesn't look like her at all. And they don't want it there. But they put it up there because they wanted to honor her. So, Mary Ellen, I was thinking, if somebody puts up a statue and it doesn't look like the person, what should we do about that?
You know, I'm dealing with this.
I know.
I'm dealing with a horrible picture of myself on a plaque. And I'm trying to get it corrected, and hopefully it's being corrected, but it went on for 3 years.
3 years.
3 years trying to get it corrected, and I said to this one person, I said, that's the only thing that I'm upset about in my life, and I want it fixed, and I think I'm getting it fixed.
Now, so you understand Tina Turner's pain here.
Oh, it's terrible. Yes.
Did you see the statue of her?
Yes.
What did you think? Do you think
Well, it's terrible.
terrible?
Yeah, and they show the pictures of 2 other people. They were terrible. Yeah.
Oh, Lucille Ball.
Yes,
Looked
Lucille Ball.
They call it the ugly Lucille Ball
Well,
statue.
it's awful. It doesn't look. None of them look like them, and that's horrible to have something like that out there. I can understand why they're upset.
So when you saw the original plaque of yourself, what'd you think?
I said, that's not me. I said, that person couldn't get elected to office. Yeah.
You didn't want that.
Oh, no.
What? Did you ever find out what happened? I mean, obviously they gave him a picture.
Yeah, it was accepted, which it should never have been accepted in the first place. And this place that they said if they did it over again, it'd look the same. I said, well, of course it would if you don't change the mold. You know, the mold they made I had cheeks out to here. You
Oh.
know. Yeah, it was horrible. And then they hung the thing, and that upset me. And, well, you know, the whole story.
It's a thing. But there, just to show you can relate to this, that there
Yes.
people. Can you imagine?
No.
God forbid.
Yes.
If you had been gone like Tina Turner is, and this would have been put up.
Well, yes, I think they were waiting on me to die so they could leave it up there. That's exactly what was going on.
Oh,
They
that's-
thought I'd die and I couldn't take care of it.
Well, that's horrible.
But my daughters were
Yeah.
ready.
Yeah, they were ready for it.
Yes,
they weren't
they
going to let
were.
that happen.
Yes.
Take it down. Well, you know, and thank goodness they'll be able to get it fixed now.
Yes, well, it's already been chiseled off, and they've got another one on my state treasure picture. Yeah.
Now, does the bad one exist anywhere in pictures or anything? That's good.
Not that I know of.
Hopefully not.
No.
Hopefully that went by the wayside.
Well, I don't know why anybody take a picture of that.
You never know. People are odd.
Yes, they are.
But they unveiled this at a big party, didn't they?
Well, yeah, it was my birthday party when I was 92.
Oh.
When I was in the
Hall of Fame.
Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was I didn't realize that was at the birthday party.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, 3 years ago.
And they ripped it right off there. And you had not seen it prior to them taking the...
No.
Oh, man.
No.
I bet so that birthday was a little...
Well, on the way home, my granddaughter was saying, "That was horrible. What did they do?" She was carrying on about it.
She was unhappy about that.
So soon as the next day when they would be open, this would have been I think it was on a Saturday, I waited till Monday and I called him. I said, "I can't live with that plaque." I said, "You got to do something about it." She said, "Well, it's going to cost money and we can't afford it." I said, "I'll pay for it." And so then I sent the money and they put it in the wrong fund. and they said they didn't have the money, and I said, "Yes, you do." I sent it to you, and they thought I was donating money to them, I guess. So then, anyway.
It was
we got
quite a
that-
story.
We got that straightened out.
That's straightened out. So do you think this statue of Tina Turner should come down?
Yes.
Yes.
She should go out there and knock it down herself.
Knock it down. Just
Because
take it
I
up.
was ready to knock mine off the wall. Yeah, really.
See, and that doesn't look well when you would have to go in there and knock your own plaque off the wall. That
Well, they had somebody come in and hang it. I didn't know if I could get off the wall myself or not. And I thought, well, I can take a hammer to it.
there you go.
I was ready. Yeah.
Well, and stuff like that. I'm glad it's being fixed.
Me too.
My goodness, what an ordeal.
Yeah.
And it happened. See, I thought though that Tina Turner story was interesting because it's along the same lines.
It's right.
So it happens other places.
Yes.
We're not the only one.
She can't do anything about it.
No, she's dead. That's
Yeah.
terrible.
Yeah.
And I wonder, she might be floating around somewhere having to look at that thing.
Yeah. You don't know what it's like after people die, but she probably comes and looks at it every day.
And not very happy with what's going on there, that's for sure.
Yeah.
It's interesting how that all works out, but statues and plaques and things of that nature, I think they should probably run them by people before they print it. I don't know. I don't know what happened. I don't know how these ugly statues get up. Like that Lucille Ball one didn't even look like her.
Oh, hers was terrible too. She's very attractive. They're all very attractive people.
Yeah.
I don't know how they could mess it up so bad.
Now, here's something interesting. There's a new trend because of the job market not being so good of stay-at-home sons who move home and do all the chores around the house, the cleaning, the cooking, the laundry, in return for free room and board. Now, what do you think of this, Matt? Would you like to do that?
No.
Stay at home and move back home? And No?
No, I graduated high school and was gone.
Weren't happy there anymore.
I graduated and I left. That was about.
So
that.
you're not going back.
Oh, if I had to, if it's like that or no other option, I'll go back home. I love my parents. I just
Don't want to live with them.
18 years is a long time. It's a long time to live with somebody. I guess I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I was just ready to not be there.
Not be there. So you would, even if money was a problem and all this, you don't want to do this. It's a new trend, apparently.
Oh, what a terrible trend.
Apparently the mothers love it, is from what I understand in the article. The mothers love having the sons back home.
Why?
I don't know, but it's a very interesting... Mary Ellen,
You know
would
what?
you...
I changed my mind.
You would go back home?
Oh, well, no, I think that it makes sense that people want their kids back home.
Oh, I mean, I understand that.
I guess that makes sense.
I mean, yeah, people I could think they get bored after a while. But Mary Ellen, let's say one of your grandkids wanted to come live with you. And they said, I'll do all your work, I'll clean your house up, I'll do your laundry, but you don't charge me any room.
They can't. They're at Primrose.
If
They
you had
can't come and live with me.
if you had the option, would you want something like that?
No.
No. Some people just don't like to live with other people.
Well, I liked living with my husband, but
Right.
nobody else. I don't want to live with anybody else.
Did any of your kids or daughters ever come back and live after they moved out?
Nope.
Would you have liked it if they had?
I don't know.
It's tough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My granddaughter came back and moved in with her mother. They're happy.
That's good.
Yeah.
But some people like a lot of people in the house and some people don't.
I don't want to be bothered. I just want me and my cat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you know what I have thought? People who have an extroverted life need sometimes a place to go and be with their thoughts. And if you don't have such an extroverted life, you probably like more people in your house because then you get to have the extroversion. But if you have a life where you're already giving speeches and being around a lot of people, you probably want time to go home and be around yourself and not have to deal with all that.
That's right. And I get around people when I go over to lunch.
Right.
You know.
Right.
That's my period where I can talk to people.
So, yeah, I would not want to live with anybody, but, I guess financially, if you have to, you have to, but that would be the last thought in the world because I could not be comfortable.
No.
I just could not be comfortable.
I like watching on TV what I want to watch. I don't want to ask somebody, is this okay if I watch this? I just want to be able to watch whatever I want to watch.
Well, and I always hate, my main concern was I would leave something on a table and when I'd come back it'd be gone.
Okay.
And I thought, where did it
I
go?
know what you mean.
Yes, that'll drive you nuts.
Yes.
And some days it's a short drive with things like that. You don't need that to happen.
Right.
Now, let's see. Oh, this was an interesting story. We talked a lot about this on Friday. Pope Leo has said if you are pro-life, then you should be anti-death penalty and not for the inhumane treatment of immigrants. That you need to be consistent in your beliefs.
I don't think they should have the death penalty.
You're not...
I used to think they should, but I've changed my mind because too many people are falsely accused.
Somebody jumped on Governor Taft about that recently because he used to be for the death penalty.
Did he?
And somebody said that he had changed.
Had he?
He had.
Yeah.
And somebody jumped on him for
they?
that.
Yeah.
I mean, I hope that that's true, but somebody had told me that when I
Yeah.
told him I ran into Governor Taft last week. That's one of the things they brought up, oddly enough. I don't know. What do you think, Matt?
Well, I mean, I think it's probably accurate. I mean, doing to others as you'd have done unto you, and the eye, an eye for an eye, and the world goes blind, and all that kind of stuff. I mean, I think that if you're, because abortion, I guess the argument there is typically a religious one.
Well,
I mean, if you're gonna use religion to justify one thing, then you gotta,
What's the Pope?
consistency.
Well, I think that's what the Pope is saying here. I don't think he's criticizing people. He's just saying he's obviously pro-life. And he's saying that if you are pro-life, how can you be for the death penalty? And how can you be for the inhumane treatment of immigrants? So he says he doesn't understand the consistency of that with other people, because you do hear of that a lot. And I've often said the Republican Party has a trouble with this, explaining this in interviews, because a lot of them are pro-life, but they're also pro-death penalty. And it's hard to, I mean, you can try to explain it in your own mind, but I don't know that it always comes off very well.
Yeah.
But you have changed. And so now you're anti-death penalty. I don't know if the death penalty works. I always thought if it was a deterrent, then we would have no murders.
It didn't work that way, did it?
No. So I don't. What's the point?
Yeah.
You know, are we doing it to save money? I don't think it saves all that much money, and I'm not even sure. I think some people like the fact that they won't have to spend the rest of their life in prison. You know, if you're young and you kill somebody, you could be behind bars for years and years and years and years. I think that's more of a punishment than being put to death.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel, Matt?
I mean, I would take life in prison over the death penalty. I
Really think death is scary.
well, I prefer life over death. I can say that much. I mean, if my choices are the rest of my life will be in a prison or I'm just dead. I mean, I guess I'll take a cell.
Yeah, but I'm not sure prison's fun.
Well, I didn't say it was fun. I don't think death is all that fun.
Well, I don't know. Could be.
Oh, I mean, yeah, you got me there. I don't know.
I mean, I think at some point you just, well, death at, 21 is probably not the thought, but, I think as time goes along, you think it's okay. What do you think, Mary Ellen? The life in prison? I don't think that's an easy way to go.
I didn't say it was easy. I said it was the preferable of the two choices.
No, it wouldn't be a fun time, I'll tell you. But there is so much talk recently of how prisons are not run properly. I think the prison here in Marion is run properly. My daughter worked there in the business. She was in charge of the office and saw how it was run and told me how they took care of things. It sounded like it was very well run, but I think it was on the news just this morning. They were talking about prisons that are killing people. They're, not supposed to be, but they are. And the guards are being mean to the prisoners, and that'd be heck.
The privatization of prisons was not the best thing in the world.
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
And I'm not sure. Prisons became a business, and when that happened,
Yeah.
I've talked to people who worked in prisons when that change happened, and they felt it was very bad for the prisoners. Mm-hmm. And not everybody in prison is a murderer.
That's right.
Some people in there are short term.
Yeah.
So getting bad treatment.
Yeah.
I was lucky enough to be, I think, the first person in Marion to do interviews, radio, with people in a prison. We did it live from the prison.
Did you?
Maximum security prison. And, that's a tough room to be in. I mean, it's not pleasant if you've never been in there. I mean, it's not there's a lot of talent in there, though. Yeah. I can say that.
Well, I talked to the men that did the visual stuff, the pictures and things, and I was telling them how to counterfeit money. And I got to thinking, I thought that's certainly the wrong subject for today. But they were very interested.
I bet they did have an interest in that.
But no, they were quite nice guys. Yeah.
Well, you know what? I was sitting in the prison, and what they put me in the. Well, that's interesting. You gave them a whole second career with counterfeiting money. I was in there during their choir rehearsal for Les Mis.
Oh yeah.
And they are some of the greatest singers.
Oh yeah.
And then I got to thinking Les Mis is about false imprisonment. Mm-hmm. And here we are with prisoners singing about false imprisonment. And I thought, wow, yes. what a thing to hear.
Did you go to their programs?
I heard it that day. I did. I haven't been to one, but I do. Yeah, they have them.
I used to go to their programs. I went to Mansfield. I was trying to think where all they're terrific programs. I don't know if they still do them or not.
Well, and Les Mis is in Latin.
Is it?
Yes, and they picked it right up. The choir teacher was telling me how well they picked it up. Right. And I'll never forget, I was interviewing two of the prisoners, and I could not, the rules were, for me to do this, was the prison had to hear it before I aired it. I could not know their names, and I could not ask about their crimes.
Oh, really?
But I remember sitting there with them, and I said, we drive by this place every day. It's on a very busy road here in Marion. What do you want people on the outside to know about the people who are in here all day, every day? And I was so shocked that this prisoner said, I want them to know that we're people who did something stupid, we're not stupid. And I thought, how profound.
Yeah, right.
He wasn't
Yeah.
trying to say he was innocent.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, I don't think the prison was particularly happy with the interviews because I think they thought it made the prisoners look sympathetic. But you know what? I think they were.
People.
Well, they are people. I mean,
Yeah.
well, you can't condemn them. I mean,
No.
I mean, they did.
No.
They're in prison for God's sake. They've already been condemned by a.
I mean,
By our group.
like the man said, we did a dumb thing. It doesn't mean we're dumb people.
Yeah.
No, but I'll tell you that it was a powerful, powerful experience when you
Yeah.
look back on it.
Yeah.
To be in there.
I went several times. I went to speak to him several times, really. And just going in there makes you think, locking the doors behind you as you go in.
Oh, when that door locks behind you,
Yeah.
you know you're in
Yeah.
it then.
Yep.
You know you're in it. And, in a way, I always said it kind of took away the fear of prison, but also put it there. Because you're confined, but you also realize they're people. They're people in there. So it's not like the boogeyman.
I had a guy that lived across the street from me there at Primrose that had been caught in between the doors at the prison, and this prisoner had a shovel, and just he just mangled his hands. Oh, it was awful. The guy was living there at Primrose because he couldn't do anything else,
It can be a rough place.
Yeah, yeah.
For the 40th President of the United States and Matt Morgan, Scott Spears for This Week Heading for the Dugout.